personally, I don't know if it's me being like weird about it just because that's what my job is, but it's a bit like when people say rock music's dead. It's like, no, it fucking isn't. Of course it's not. Excuse my French, that wasn't French. Do you know what I mean? That just seems like a bit of a weird concept. Maybe it is elsewhere, but I don't think a company like Apple would go and start a radio company and start its own station and channels like one of the most forward-thinking tech companies on the planet if they thought it was a dead medium, right? That's just my opinion. So bands approaching radio personally I have a couple of things that I really dislike, is when you clearly have a band that have got a street team and they've like spoken to the street team, and all of a sudden I'll just get punished hard on like all social media, just over and over and over and over. You should be playing this, you should be playing this, you should be playing this. I'm like, well, that's not a genuine opinion. But if it's kids that are like, can you play this? And it's a bunch of different people at different times, or if I'm at a show and people say stuff, then I think these things happen naturally is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, yes, of course, like getting a great radio plugger makes a big difference as far as the wider picture goes. But for me personally, because I curate my show, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Like, you can pay a lot of money to get like a PR person, but that doesn't guarantee anything. Like, there's to the point where there are certain PR people that I distrust their opinions so much that any bands that get put forward by them are instantly tarnished. I'll give them a chance, but they're instantly tarnished just because I don't agree with their ethics and the way they go about taking money from small bands, promising things that they can't deliver. Because if a band is great, then they'll be heard. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. If you've worked on your music and you don't have like some weird deluded idea of what it is. Like, I've played in bands for years and I know that a lot of it's been very iffy, but I've enjoyed it, and that's the important thing, right? I'm not thinking like, why am I not on tour with this band, or why is my band not as big as blah, blah, blah? Because the harsh reality is because it's not as good as. I can only say from my perspective, but if I hear things that I love, it doesn't matter whether they're on Universal or on a tiny label that isn't even a label, it's just them and some friends in their bedroom have put it out and given it a name. It makes no difference. If it's great and it's passionate and it moves me and I hear it and I think, fuck yeah, this is great, this is awesome. I don't think there's any one right way of doing it. If you've got great songs and you're an amazing band, especially an amazing live band, because regardless of the internet and radio, if you go and see a band play and you're stood 6 feet away from somebody and it moves you emotionally, that's everything it should be. That's what great art should be. I am terrible with band song titles and where bands are from. I'll be honest, outside of the UK, and this sounds a terrible thing, but I feel that I should be playing everything, but I should be trying to foster the bands from my country and my scene. And I don't mean that in like a weird nationalistic way. I mean it just because somebody in Germany isn't going to give that the same credence, you know? So everybody looks after their own little bubble. So I'm pretty terrible as regard to where bands are from, if I'm honest. So yeah, Texture's great, John Coffey's great, incredible live band. I just found out that somebody said earlier that they might be breaking up, which sucks, because they rule. Awesome band, good dudes as well. I've only met them briefly, but I don't know. Like, I know that there's the kind of gothic female fronted metal. There seems to be like a ton of bands from here that are from that scene. It doesn't really do anything for me, to be honest, but I don't know, it's funny how certain places will kind of have these things spring up. So yeah, I don't know.